There will be a new moon in Cancer on July 18th at 9:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, or July 19th at 4:25 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time for everyone else. The Octahedron represents the air quality of the two previous new moons in Gemini that served to transition us into the summer. After a blockbuster battle with the Fire of Earth Capricorn moon, the Fire of Water Cancer Sun is ushering in the return of the sacred feminine. Cancer is doubling the influence of the moon and all of her subtle but potent influences through planetary alignment with the sun. The new moon is always a great time for reflecting on the personal growth that has been made in the previous month. It is a time for setting your short-term goals to advance you a few steps closer to your long-term goals and towards fulfilling your lifetime mission. A time to reset your intentions and assess all of the healing and nurturing that should be invested in both yourself and your community to ensure that all those that you care for thrive and move forward. Time to do a slow dance with the tenacious Cancer Sun as it squares off with Mars, Pluto, and Uranus. Mercury retrograde begins on July 14th at top speed on the racetrack of the fiery action emissary, Leo the Lion. Time to revisit the lessons that you learned about conflicts so that you may embrace and integrate the less desirable parts of your personality. Mercury retrograde in Leo can be an excellent opportunity to learn the patience of a saint while sprinting in the game of life in Mercury's winged sandals. Game recognized game. While this is a magnificent opportunity to temper action with forethought, you will need to learn to forgive yourself when your brain decides to move faster than your mouth, or worse, your mouth decides to move faster than your brain. Allow yourself the space to make mistakes. Use the opportunity to practice humility and grace in the presence of those who are committed to judging and misunderstanding who you really are instead of actively making an effort to get to know your authentic persona. Use Mercury retrograde's return policy to your advantage. Remember that the momentum of Mercury retrograde can be used to finish things you started in the past. With the Sun and Moon aligned in the zodiac sign of Cancer, this is your opportunity to use the metaphysical magnetism of Cancer's ruler, the Moon. The two primary forces outside of the dodecahedron energy of ether are fire and water. Fire represents the positive charge of light energy, while water represents the negative charge of attraction with the flow of magnetism. Visualize the alliance between the Moon and Cancer, focusing a blast of strength through the crab's antennas like a cosmic tuning fork. Focus the tsunami-like wave of intuition to assist you in manifesting a personal pole shift that will send crashing geomagnetic waves of success in your favor. Don't forget to claim victory before you start. The yin energy of Cancer arrived on the summer solstice last month, talking so much square biz with Uranus and Pluto that even Tina Marie would not be able to translate their mixed messages. Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Libra continue to square off with each other. This aspect is moving the concept of reform versus revolution to the threshold of consciousness within the ethical conscience of humanity. As Mars plunges deeper into Libra, Saturn has already begun to check out and is heading for Hotel Scorpio for his next 2.5-year stay. While Libra is normally the space for marriage, partnership, and justice, having the god of war, Mars, occupy her space means that we can expect more open enemies to unmask themselves and emerge from the shadows. Perhaps such adversity is how the human spirit learns to compromise and adapt. Although compromising and adapting are two concepts that are very challenging for the Martian mindset. Do not engage. Instead, consider that perhaps your enemies are merely fans in denial, waiting for you to destroy your comfort zone of contempt by making them your friend. There is an opportunity to reach further and develop courage and inner strength. So while the energy of recent squares are still impacting us, we have now moved past fighting and survival onwards towards a commitment to thrive. On July 17th, right as we transition from dark moon into the new moon, Mars will square with Pluto, giving us another opportunity to apply what we've learned over this last month. Pluto and Uranus will be having challenging aspects with each other for the next few years, but remember that there are also positive benefits that will come out of this cosmic shuffle. Consider big advances in technology due to Uranus's influence. The revolution through evolution aspect of Pluto will ignite a change in the role of computers so that they help people instead of oppress them. Recent discoveries involving the Higgs boson particle demonstrate humanity's motion forward into the field of quantum physics, potentially sparking another free-thinking movement in history. Now is the time to trust in Cancer's power to inspire the masses and create from instinct. In the myth of Cancer, Hera sends the crab to distract Hercules while the hero is fighting the Lernaean Hydra. This was a serpent-like creature with many heads and a poisonous breath of fire. Each time Hercules cut off a head, 2 more would grow in its place. When the crab tries to kill Hercules, or at least distract him long enough that the Hydra kills him, Hercules kicks it all the way to the stars. This happened during one of the 12 labors that was put upon Hercules for crimes that he committed while under the influence of a spell that Queen Hera placed upon the hero. When the crab was extinguished, Hera, also known as Juno, placed the crab among the stars for eternity. This story represents the first time someone other than Zeus placed a constellation in the skies in contemporary mythology. Was this perhaps the first step on a long road of return for the sacred feminine principle? As the Western world moves further from patriarchal programming and aligns itself with critical thinking and revisionist history, you will find that there is an amazing amount of formidable female archetypes from antiquity. Queen Hatshepsut was the first female to rule Kemet as a king, even choosing to wear the beard of a pharaoh to symbolize that she meant business. Hatshepsut's temple at Luxor is still a marvel to this day. There are other buried stories of women from antiquity that are re-emerging, such as Makeda, the Queen of Sheba, Selene, Artemis, Athena, Mary Magdalene, Venus, and of course the well-known and venerable Aset. Aset is commonly known as the goddess Isis in Egypt, Astarte in Mesopotamia, Hera in Greece, and Juno in Rome. There are beautiful examples from all over the world, including Kuan Yin, Freya, Ixchel, Brigid, Pele, Cerdwin, Yemaya, Oshun, and countless others. These are just a few of the women that represent the divine sacred feminine principle that is often associated with Venus, the moon, and the zodiac sign of Cancer. This is a time of heightened psychosexual energy, but the emphasis is placed on the joy of having family, not simply the sensation of the sonic armor that you call a body. This is a time of networking as the seed's energy works with the jaguar and water dragon to free people of debt and or oppressive patterns from the past. All of the seed people that are germinating throughout the cogs and gears of the industrialized machine of cultural homogenization are now in place to incite cultural diversity and equality. The Jaguar's influence will push all participants to continue to show appreciation and recognition for the simple things, creating a portal for the reciprocity of abundance to manifest. In order to maximize on the benefits of these graces, you must face your weaknesses and your darkest character flaws. Only then will the biggest gifts be able to spring from the recognition of your smallest deeds. The water dragon from the east could have easily have won first place on the wheel of the Chinese zodiac, but the dragon placed priority on a detour in order to bring rain to a small village in need. Those of you that rank group sustainability above personal ego and pride can soul train through the squares with the ease of the jaguar and the dragon. In this time of the challenging squares, gratitude is the vector equilibrium of cooperation that helps to build and maintain all iterations in the process of sacred geometry. The process that builds and sustains life on the physical plane of reality. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You represent the emotional journey of existence within the light and the dark. You know how to discipline and reward, to chastise and to nurture. You are the watery harbor of safety, instinct, intuition, regeneration, and faith. With the sun and the moon aligned in fire of water Cancer, this is a time of new beginnings, even if it feels like you are sitting in the eye of a storm. Take advantage of Pluto's retrograde motion by using the reverse spin of your Icosahedron Merkaba to recapture the revolution through evolution properties and heal yourself and those around you using the beauty from within. The vitality of the meridians leading from your major organs to your chest chakra will be restored through your dreams. The seeds of light that have germinated from the conflicts over the last month have reaffirmed your direction and drive, both at home and out in the world. The force of the sacred feminine transmits through you like a high-definition antenna of Reiki healing. With Saturn and Mars both in Libra, expect there to be more challenges knocking at your front door to take you for a ride outside of your comfort zone. When you arrive at your destination, you will discover that the square dancing planets have activated your strength and perseverance, leaving you more alive than ever. The key, confronting all fears and all bitter tears. The high-stakes testing in the game of life has begun, so make sure your number 2 pencil is sharp and prepare to erase the chains of your past. Write out everything that you wish to manifest in your life before your wings catch fire and you ascend to the sky in a fiery phoenix rebirth. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Uranus in Aries continues to use the fire sign continuum trifecta as a conduit to shock and awaken the masses, keeping your life moving quickly and in an unapologetically oscillating vector towards change and creativity. The fiery water dragon of the Eastern Pantheon has created a greater focus on building a life based on substance over vanity. With the expansion of awareness of Jupiter in its opposite sign of Gemini, your fiery enthusiasm and spiritual expansion is being channeled through Gemini's stereoscopic perceptions. This leads to a deeper understanding of the risks that you take and why such risks always make you a pioneer in periods of great change. It will not be all blue skies as you finish your journey through the Cancer sun, but confrontations and power struggles won't be a challenge for you, provided that you demonstrate your active listening skills and respond using your heart over your mind. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. With the sun and the moon conjoined in Cancer, this is a great opportunity to confront the Pluto and Capricorn energy by reorganizing your living and workspace to reflect the ebb and flow of ocean waves. Thinking and overthinking will be your undoing. So while you are using your intelligence, remember that it is a much better idea for you to rely on your instinct and intuition. Mercury retrograde in the presence of a moon that is squaring with the father of time, Saturn, will create discord, throw appointments off schedule, and create barriers to smooth communication. Remember, the law of conservation of energy states that energy is never created or destroyed, it simply changes form. Like metaphysical Aikido, you must master the art of defending yourself while also protecting your attackers from political or emotional harm. Take a page from the Water Sign Handbook and blend with the political motion of the attacker and redirect the hostility of the attacker rather than opposing it directly. Too many would like to see you lose your cool, and this is the way you demonstrate your virtue is never for sale. The rebellion of Uranus's awakening may cause people to misread your grounded nature as aloof or cold, so be prepared to express your pragmatic conclusions and be open to bending like bamboo. While you hold on to pragmatism and practicality in your efforts to improve, don't forget the arc of spark that connects your left brain to your right brain, reminding you that your logic and imagination are equally as sharp and mysterious as a crystal altar outside of a pyramid in Egypt. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. You are the Satori element of humanity, tethered to the pillars of knowledge and consciousness. With Jupiter and Venus both in Gemini, you have a clear perspective on the physical world while you retain the capacity to see beyond the veil. You can see into the quintessence that connects humanity to multidimensional existence. While such metaphysical flight is your birthright, please remember to renew your vitality out in the open air with any activity that takes your breath away. While the sun moves forward around the zodiac and the age precesses backwards through the decan of Libra, you will further affirm that the world is both your family and your tribe. Your job in your community is to build a bridge of hope to the continent of understanding that leads to the city of lights powered by self-knowledge. You are a beacon to those in the environment that cannot see beyond their own pain and are in high demand. You should be thanked for all the conflict management you do without recognition of the impact that you have on your community. This is why it is especially important for you to recharge and renew your galactic battery by allowing for more sleep, meditation, prayer, and intellectual stimulation. You are the embodiment of the Octahedron air element, resonating from the bent temples of antiquity. Your sound waves heal everyone within earshot of your wisdom and expanded consciousness. One of the advantages of the return of the sacred feminine is the belief that there is enough abundance and beauty in the world. The key is to focus on that which we want while we echo our appreciation and acquire gratitude for that which we already have. As above, so below. Nature has the power to create or destroy, to hurt or to heal. Perhaps the challenges of all the recent squares and open enemies exist as trial points in consciousness that help us to develop by teaching us how to transcend the toxic parts of the ego. Perhaps the mania of covert hostility impede us from choosing to extend a helpful healing hand to select brothers and sisters. Hopefully, one day we will attend the wakes of our dead hostilities and celebrate them at the harvests of renewal within our communities. Remember, without unity, there is no community. In this time of growth and awakening through adversity and shock, perhaps it benefits us to connect instinctual wisdom with heavenly aspirations. While many formal aspects of our society are unmasked as fraud, perhaps working on the self and being in service to others will produce the coherence needed for global healing. Perhaps resetting our cultural relationship to money and freedom in an effort to thrive symbiotically as a whole will create the non-ego-centered world that may best serve the majority. Perhaps the overstepping of government and corporate ideals is the shocking spark necessary to teach us how and when to follow and distinguish when it is time to take the lead. Maybe being flexible and fluid like a snake and learning to shed our proverbial skin will serve to remind us about how to work with the natural cycles of the earth instead of against them. The sacred feminine is a ubiquitous force that permeates the multiverse, with many women in our lives serving as kumaris. Each journey through the zodiac serves to remind us of the undeniable importance of women. This leaves us wondering about unequal treatment in our civilized society. With revisionist history and critical thinking running amok in the world, the jig is up. As the sun transits Leo, highlighting personal pleasure, be prepared for the next big shock of the full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius's high ideals and hopes will increase the shockwaves of Uranus and raise the bar of reciprocal expectations on Earth's inhabitants. The coming full moon in Aquarius, together with the water dragon, promise to help manifest growth according to potential while creating social and spiritual mindquakes in the collective consciousness of humanity. This union will manifest a larger portal for the agenda of equitable principles of the sacred feminine. Equality among gender, race, and social class must begin to manifest not simply in word, but consistently in one's deeds. Diversity may be the touchstone of humanity's collective brilliance. Perhaps the more we commit ourselves to diversity with our choices instead of the simple words of tokenism, the closer we will actually get to manifesting humanity's ascension and apotheosis. Social, political, economic, and biodiversity, like the sacred feminine, is receptive and fluid and can adapt to challenges on the fly. The reverence and appreciation of diversity, the sacred feminine, and equality on earth are all manifestations that bring us one step deeper into the age of Aquarius.